Good afternoon. This is Adriana Cook, and I am welcoming you to Market Matters with Adriana. And I'm here with my colleagues from eXp Realty, Kacper and Jarek Jastrzębski of the JRE Group. So we are bringing you between the three of us over 40 years of industry experience. And today I would like to discuss a few topics in the current real estate market. So the first one we'll be talking about is this still a good time to buy in a low inventory market? So what do you think?
So I can go ahead and start. So my name is Kacper Jastrzębski. I'm a licensed realtor with eXp Realty, as well as a licensed Illinois attorney. My team is called the KRLG team, but I often work with Adriana and Jarek here. And so with respect, is it still a good time to buy? Is that the question?
In a low inventory market, what do you think?
In a low inventory market, for sure. And there's a lot of factors that you should be considering beyond just low inventory. You know, even though there's low inventory, at the end of the day, keep in mind you're only buying one home. So if you have a pick of 5,000 or a pick of 500, that one home may be in there. And if you're looking, it may be worth looking around. So just because there's a low inventory, I don't think that's a reason to get discouraged and to give up on the prospect altogether.
I love that. So the 1-to-1 ratio, one home for one buyer, absolutely applies here. And I am absolutely not discouraged guiding my clients through the real estate process. Even in a low inventory market, it's absolutely good to purchase, and don't ever hesitate to let your team of experts and advisors guide you through it. How about you, Jarek? What is your perspective on the matter?
Yeah, so when people ask me that question, I usually tell them, I'm not really sure. I think everybody's situation is a little bit different. I don't think that people buying home just because market is good or bad. I think people buying a home because of necessity. It's a very, we all need shelter. And so I actually ask my buyers, what do you buy? And this is what they are answering to me right now. And they usually answer me like, I need more space. They usually have, family growing and stuff like that, and they need more space. Sometimes they want to improve their identity. They want to become an owner instead of the renter. It's a big thing, Yeah. And probably the third one is, they don't want to really pay anybody for rent. They see the value in the ownership. They see the value in growing their own wealth. So I think that's the reason why people are buying. And there's never a bad market to buy. You become an owner. Yeah, so that's my take.
Yeah, and which leads us to the second question, which I would pose: why buy versus rent when the interest rates are high? And I think you've touched on one of these, Jarek, in saying overall, statistically speaking, when we look at 10 and 20-year trends, overall owning, including all of the expenditures of home ownership, it's still lower than paying rent, especially when the rent comes with that full package of parking is extra, this is extra, health club is extra, all of these other a la carte expenses when it comes to renting. It seems to me that owning is still better than renting. What would you both say to this question? Owning versus renting, what's better?
So I think I'm going to kind of go along the same lines as Jarek here. Everybody's situation is different. You have to check the variables and you have to do the math. Across the board, in some scenarios, yeah, it may be cheaper to own than to rent. And it also depends on where you're looking. But ultimately, keep in mind, your situation is unique. And just because there's a lot of buzz out there about market conditions and this and that, just know your positioning. In any deal, know your positioning, and then you know how to move. If you don't know the rules of chess, you're going to have a hard time moving around and making a strategic play. So that's important.
Awesome. I love that. What about you, Jarek?
Yeah, so I like to add to this. So it's not only that the ownership. Actually, I saw a statistic once that people who own the property, their net worth is 400 times higher than the renters. So something to think about it. But also, with the ownership of the property, you're getting other benefits. For example, like tax benefits. The other thing is, when you own the property, you control your own destiny. You don't have to worry about the lease renewal. When you get the mortgage, the rate is set, and your mortgage payment will never go up for the next 30 days. Versus rent, as we all know, that rent, it's always going up. And so you kind of are setting yourself for the stability. You're kind of setting yourself for sustainability, and it's overall better deal. Tax breaks, your interest rate for your mortgage are tax deductible. The property taxes that you pay are tax deductible. So overall, it's helping you.
And if market interest rates drop, there's always the opportunity to refinance and lower that mortgage payment. If you appeal your taxes, you can lower the tax payment. So all of these are variables that work in the homeowner's favor, versus if you're a tenant, you're pretty much dependent on what the landlord will decide to do. The other thing that when you're dependent on a landlord and they decide to sell the property, and if the future owner no longer wants to rent it out, then you're really pressed to look for something immediately. So for all of those reasons, we do recommend owning versus renting. The final question that I wanted to discuss today is, because of the low inventory market, we are handling quite a few situations of multiple offers. And any thoughts that you might have on how to handle multiple offers when you represent your buyers?
So I was just dealing with this situation just yesterday. Now, I was working on the seller side of things, but I've worked on the buyer side of things. And I guess that offers some additional perspective. Ultimately, people came at us with a bunch of different offers, and it's about being creative. Not everybody has infinite funds, but you may have something else that the seller likes. And I did a great video on this and a 2023 market outlook. I'm just going to plug my YouTube channel. Check me out, KRLG team. But we talked about this, and it's about what else can you offer? Can you close quickly? Are there credits that you can do? Can you leave them alone about inspection, repair requests, and that sort of thing? Is there anything else that you can make basically life a little bit easier for the seller? And that's going to require a skilled agent that has good rapport with other agents, so he can farm and mine out those key bits of information, because we're limited as far as what we can expose about our seller's position. But those types of things can help. And being able to speak that language that brokers talk to each other is really going to get you far in those situations. So reach out to your experts, ask for help. That's so important.
I fully agree. Empower your broker, empower your representative, your industry experts to ask, what else is important? What else is important to the seller besides obviously the price? It could be the duration of the closing period. It could be so many other things. Sometimes sellers want to continue to rent the space from their buyers for a short period of time until they find a place to live, and that flexibility is highly important to the sellers. So anything else that you can get out there, empower your broker to really represent you to the fullest extent. What about you, Jarek? What are your thoughts on multiple offers?
Yeah, this is so great. I would like to add to it that additionally to that, I always wanted to build a great relation with the other broker. It is important that, this broker will usually have a great relation with the seller. There is a trust between this broker and the seller. So I always trying to build the best as is possible relation with this broker, because I'm looking for those little pieces of information that I could use.
Yeah.
And trust me, this is very small pool of people who doing a lot of transactions in this market. And if we're going to build those great relations with the other brokers, it's just easier for us. And at the same time, we can represent our buyer letter. We give them better chance to do so.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are better together.
Better together. Yeah. The other thing, if it's possible, I'm trying to get first So I always looking for and reaching out to the other brokers, or you know, if you have anything coming soon, I have those buyers. If I can get it before anybody else, it's always better deal, of course.
Yeah, I have seen over the years, it's so interesting that you mentioned that. I have seen over the years, there's a little bit of loyalty that the seller has to that first offer. And sometimes they'll try to bring in, you know, if they say, okay, we have one offer, a few more others are coming, but they have some sort of loyalty to that first person, and they'll try to, if they come back and negotiate with only one, they're more likely to negotiate with that first one. So we do advise you, if this is an option, to always move fast and have your broker always be ready to put that offer in, be the first one in. The first one typically, at least historically speaking, has been known to have a better chance than the others. I'm sorry, Eric, were you going to say
I
something?
think that you got it, you know, that's it, beautiful.
Well, we love it. I'm so thankful. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. This is Real Estate Market Matters with Adriana. Thank you to Kacper. Thank you to Jarek for taking time out of your busy days. My great team members here at eXp. I'm so delighted to be part of this great family. And if you have any questions for any of us, call us or reach out to us at any time. So my phone number is 312-497-2044. Kacper.
So my phone number is 224-223-6001. I'm a licensed attorney. So even if you have a trusted broker, great. But if you need somebody to close that deal, give me a call. And even after you're done with that, it's a pretty good idea to put that into an estate plan. So give me a call, because we do that, trust, wills, whatever you may need.
Awesome. So you'll be in great hands with Kacper. And then Jarek.
462-839-76. Thank you very much, Adriana.
One more time, Jarek, will you give your number one more time? The first three digits broke up.
Yes, 224-628-3976.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.